as the sun rose in Los Angeles, it marked the dawn of a new era for video games. 60,000 people are here at E3 not just to play, but to celebrate the power of the largest form of entertainment in the world. And you're coming with them. Over the next 2 days, Spike and game trailers are live at the Electronic Entertainment Expo, with exclusive reveals, superstar guests, and insider access to every major press conference. Is this the last hurrah for the PS3 and Xbox 360? Will Nintendo's Wii U become the next gaming phenomenon? And which game will triumph over the competition to become best of show? Will it be an established blockbuster or something entirely unexpected? From Metal Gear to Medal of Honor, Black Ops to Borderlands, and Aliens to Assassin's Creed, it's a make-or-break year for everyone, and a chance for new innovators to seize the E3 crown. The time for speculation is over. This is Spike's E3 All Access Live.
Hello, everybody. Everybody, we're live here for Spike's E3 All Access, and we are looking at downtown Los Angeles. The Kings are playing in the Stanley Cup Final, but we are here live with you guys, and we are so excited to have E3 All Access live in prime time. I'm Jeff Keighley here alongside Amanda McKay, and what a day it has been at E3, Amanda.
Absolutely. If you've been following our multi-platform coverage since early this morning, then you've seen over 24 exclusives already.
That's right, and on the way, we've got world premieres of Halo 4 multiplayer for the first time, the Elder Scrolls Online, and NBA 2K13. Plus, we'll be the first to unveil the gameplay from the highly anticipated Star Wars title, 1313. You're not going to see this anywhere else, and I promise you, it is going to blow you away. All right, well, right now, let's get caught up on this morning's big stories. All day, there's been a lot going on. Ubisoft unveiled an intriguing new game called Watch Dogs, and it immediately began trending on Twitter. A lot of talk about whether that might be a game for a next-generation system, not even a PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. Earlier today, UFC head Dana White made a surprise appearance at the EA Games event and announced a new UFC game. Now, this was particularly unexpected because White has had some unkind words for EA in the past. I guess they're letting bygones be bygones.
We'll have to see. I mean, I don't know what this UFC game is going to be, but yes, Dana is now aligned with EA Sports, so there'll be more news on that soon. Now, not surprising to anyone here that Sony is gaining momentum on the strength of their media event, which is going online live right now at allaccess.spike.com. If you go over there, you can see brand new demos of God of War and Last of Us. We've got some amazing PlayStation exclusives. You can look at our leaderboard right now and see that Sony is gaining momentum on all their big games, and we've actually been tracking all day the trends, the social discussion around all these different companies. Microsoft had a great morning with their press event with Halo 4 and lots of other big announcements, but Sony is quickly gaining here with news. And of course, tomorrow we've got the exclusive access to Nintendo's presentation and the unveiling of the Wii U, Amanda.
It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
Well, our good friends at Nerd Machine hit the E3 floor today before it even opened to see if they could discover any secrets at the Microsoft booth. Take a look.
So obviously E3 is all about the video games, but how you present those video games is your booths. Some are small, some are big. Xbox has been kind enough to let us check out the making of their booth, which is twice as big as it has been in the past.
Let's go check it out. Oh, channeling my inner fable. We're at E3, the day before it opens to everybody, and the Nerd Machine here is with a first look at what happens as they're setting everything up. So you already saw Fable the Journey's going to be right here. We're looking at The Racketeer, which looks like an amazing game I want to play, especially because you get to destroy castles, which is the best thing to destroy. Can't wait for this game, The Avengers Battle for Earth, because Joss Whedon just made the greatest movie ever about the Avengers. I can't wait till he makes 17 more movies. As you can see behind me, there's construction everywhere. We're the first people to be here. You're going to see Dance Central 3. We're going to be covering that. And the new game for XBLA called Ascend that we're going to try to get our hands on as soon as we can. So I'm going to go try to find somebody and start playing that game right now.
Good. You're going to make a left at the gas station, and then it's the first right.
It's the second right.
It's the first right. It's the first. Check the navy. It's like I'm driving with my mom. Cliff 8.
Let's play some Gears.
We're here in the Gears of War booth to apparently play some new Gears of War with Cliffy B and the team from Epic, but nobody's here. Hey, a convenient note. Zach, I will pwn you tonight at 8. Don't cry like last time. Cliffy B.
You did cry a little.
There was pollen in the air. I have allergies.
Allergies!
Allergies and all, they survived day one of E3 2012. Here with us now are Zachary Levi, Allison Hayslip, and David Coleman, better known as Nerd Machine. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Three of us this time.
Is that our dance?
That's our Nerd Machine
Still the
dance.
three amigos.
What's up with the throwdown there from Cliffy? You guys taking on some Gears of War action later?
We're doing, tonight at the Xbox party, we're going to play some Gears with Cliffy and the team from Epic. Josh Gomez, one of my co-stars from Chuck, is going to join us, as well as Scott Porter.
Right.
Both awesome actor nerds. Like me and
going
Allison.
down.
An awesome gamer nerd.
And awesome gamer nerds. Well, that's what nerds is inclusive.
Yeah.
They're actors and they are nerds. That's what I was.
Yes.
Are you worried? Are you good at Gears?
I'm not worried at all.
really?
Just because Epic made the game doesn't mean they're going to beat us.
I'm terrified.
Are you?
Yep.
Yeah,
I think you should be a
lot of saving.
scared about that.
I see.
Mike should be a little scared.
Should be just a little bit scared. Well, one thing you're not scared about is the new Star Wars game. I know you guys had a chance to see that, right? What were your impressions?
I mean, it was great because we were the first people to see the new Star Wars 1313 demo, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was insane. It's kind of like take like a gritty. The gritty world, the underbelly of the Star Wars universe. You're on Coruscant, you're a bounty hunter. The graphics are insane. It's like kind of Uncharted-esque, you know, you're like climbing up things and shooting, all the gameplay and stuff like that. And the demo booth we were in was excellent. I have a taste for certain booths, and I think I have a taste for that booth. It was great.
Well, you certainly won't be the last people to see Star Wars because it's coming up later on in the show, so you definitely want to stick around for that. But as far as everything else here at E3 2012, Allison, what have you seen that you've been impressed by?
Well, while these guys were checking out awesome Star Wars, I was at the Microsoft presser and highly impressed by the Halo 4 trailer they played at the beginning. It actually looked really sweet. But then they introduced Smart Glass, which obviously that's the theme for this E3, connecting your tablet to your TV, to your phone, to your microwave, to the chip in your brain, like all of that connection. I don't know if I'm sold on it yet, but I'm interested to see where it goes. But then they brought out Usher, and we had our own private concert, or Ursher, as I call him. And I actually got to chat with him afterwards, and he was sweet and amazing. And I tried to get him to show me dance moves, and he wasn't having it. He was too cool. He was too cool for me.
It's early on, but predictions for the biggest game of E3 2012. What do you think people will be talking about a week, 2 weeks from now? Zach?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I think the big titles tend to get the most love, and they have a lot of money put into them, and they typically are great games, like Halo 4. I think that'll get a lot of love. I don't know.
I don't know if we were really expecting Gears.
Black Ops,
Gears
probably
either.
No, I'm really looking forward to Gears.
To play
I'm excited to play Gears tonight.
All right. Well, listen, guys, we really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for stopping by and being a part of our All Access crew today. Of course, we're going to head over to Justine and Katie now, who have a little bit of an update on the social side. What's going on, girls?
DK, thank you so much. We know who we think is trending so far at E3, but what do you think? Let's have a look at how the big three are doing on the social board. As you can see, Sony catching up to Microsoft. As that presser started, over 16,000 tweets coming in on the Sony side.
Yeah, and also Nintendo, you know, in third, but their press conference is tomorrow, so we'll see what happens with that. And of course, guys, thank you so much for all of your tweets, but all you have to do to keep sounding off at allaccess.spike.com or tweet us at SpikeTV using the hashtag GTE3. And of course, download the Yahoo Into Now app, tag the show, and tell us what you think about the big three.
Right now, we got to take a quick break, but coming up, Linsanity is about to hit your console. It is the world premiere of NBA 2K13 and a look at Assassin's Creed 3 when All Access E3 Live gets back. Woo!
Welcome back. It has been an incredible day here at E3 already, and there is still more to come. I'm Amanda McKay, coming to you from the Spike E3 2012 All Access Live Studio, brought to you by the revolutionary Samsung Galaxy Note, available from AT&T. All sorts of big events happening in Los Angeles tonight. The Stanley Cup Finals are going on right now at the Staples Center. It is insane out there, but we've got our own action right here. Coming up, we will have the world premiere gameplay from Star Wars 13. And of course, the 1313, and of course, the Sony event is going on just south of us at the LA Sports Arena. Here's what's happening on stage right now. They are showing us a close look at God of War. But right now, it's time for another exclusive world premiere. Let's head over to Daniel Kaiser in the lounge.
Thank you so much. And it's only fitting, Amanda, that we are right next to the home of the Showtime Lakers and the Lob City Clippers, because this next world premiere comes from NBA 2K13. And we've got Jason Argent from 2K here to help tip it off. First look at the game, Jason. You guys have had a huge success with this franchise. Great sales, great popularity. Let's take a look at the new version and tell us what we're going to see.
You got it. We're going to see the setup of Oklahoma City and the Spurs, who actually are playing right now. Actually, I think Oklahoma's up by a few. So, yeah, we set it up for you, taking place in Oak City. You know, E3 is an interesting time for us. We never have shown in the past any footage of the game at this point. We're right in the middle of the development cycle. But, you know, we're so proud of this game this year and the success we've had over the last few years. And the game looks really, really good already.
Yes.
And you can see it right here. I mean, this is...
I thought we were cutting to the actual live game that's happening right now. That's how good the game looks, especially the broadcast style that you have. That's a big emphasis for you, right?
It is, yeah. It's what we're known for. It's you know, one of our mandates is we love when people walk into a room and can't figure out whether they're watching game footage or TV, obviously. And so I think that actually sort of speaks for itself. I think we're continuing year after year to make incredible improvements.
You guys have raised the bar so high with this series. From a gameplay standpoint, briefly, what are the big innovations that you're looking to implement this year?
Well, you know, we again, it's like, yeah, E3 timing's kind of an interesting timing for us. But we've got so many amazing announcements to make coming down the road. Everyone's going to be excited. Yeah.
All right. Well, we do know one announcement. You're talking about some exclusive DLC for people who pre-order this game are going to get access to the All-Star DLC for NBA 2K13. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, you know, our fans have been so amazingly good to us, and you know, over the years, that we wanted to have a big thank you to our fans, and you know, this year, anyone who pre-orders the game is going to get this full All-Star Weekend package for free. It's not only the Slam Dunk Contest, which you're looking at here, but it's it's the full All-Star Game from 2012, which, by the way, will be updated when the All-Star Game happens in 2013.
Right.
The Rising Stars Challenge. And the three-point contest, of course.
Now, will you be able to jump over cars? Because that's just going to, I mean, that was the talk of the Slam Dunk Contest, right?
Yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. You'll see the kind of the waterfall, you know, matching the buttons here. It's totally pick up and play and a blast. Really, really fun.
Authenticity is key for you guys. Obviously, you pulled out all the stops with the cover athletes, MJ, you know, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Can it get bigger?
It can, and it will. I promise you that. Our thing is we always have to go bigger. We always have to keep going. Everything bigger, better, more unique, and really changing the formula of video games and sports video games in particular. Doing it better and different.
What is the feedback, real quickly, from the fans that you got regarding last year's game? Because I mean, it reviewed very well, but what was the one thing that they wanted to see?
I think more of the same is the truth. Yeah, I mean, we had last year was an interesting year with the lockout and everything going on, and I think our development team delivered an incredible product. And this year it's going to be even better, and the fans are excited, and we're happy to have them with us.
All right, well, Jason, we really appreciate you taking the time to come by and show us the first ever footage of NBA 2K13. We're really looking forward to it. Now, on the way, we've got an exclusive first look at Elder Scrolls Online and God of War Ascension's multiplayer. But first, Jeff had the chance to see something we've been excited for since seeing it for the first time at last year's E3. Of course, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed 3. Take a look.
All right, the E3 exclusives just keep on coming here on E3 All Access Live. I'm now here with Alex Hutchinson, who's the creative director of Assassin's Creed 3. And Alex, you've had a very busy day. We saw you on stage at the Ubisoft press conference and the Sony press conference. So much you're talking about for Assassin's 3. What's new at E3?
Yeah, so this year we really wanted to blow it out in terms of scale. So we've had a long time to work on the game, and so we wanted to really show people how broad and deep the game is. So at UB we showed the frontier, so it's all snow, weather, animals,
wolves, right? Connor taking it to the wolves.
Yeah, it's all about wolves this year. And then we also showed a big exclusive for Sony, which is naval gameplay. So obviously, if you know your history, you know the Revolution wasn't just one on land; it was also one on the high seas. So we built a full simulation again with full weather, dynamic waves, dynamic wind, the whole works.
There is so much to this game. I mean, you guys are obviously, going around sort of the northeastern seaboard of America. You're going to meet some familiar historical characters, right? George Washington, Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we thought it was we're getting closer in terms of time, in terms of history. So these are people that are on, the American cash. So hopefully people are excited to sort of meet our digital recreations of them.
And going to some famous American cities. And speaking of one, Boston, we've got an exclusive look. You're not going to see anywhere else at E3. It's Connor in Boston, right?
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a scene from the middle of the game. There's lots of sort of secondary gameplay loops that you can get engaged in. So side quests, other activities, things you can pick up. So we wanted just to show you a little bit of how the new cities look, of how they play, and of how
I love the weather. I mean, that's so all throughout the game. You're going to see different seasons, even.
Yeah. So there's summer and winter versions of all the maps, whether they're Boston or New York or the frontier. And you also get sort of more ambient stuff like the sort of light summer rain that's falling here.
Well, and Connor's obviously the typical traversal that we'll see from all Assassin's games. He's in full force, and this is amazing. I mean, so you've got the hay, of course, right?
Yeah, we thought we'd update it a little bit of moving cart action. So there are still lots of nods to the previous games, but we really wanted to make sure it was
moving hay. That's new, right?
moving hay, exactly.
So let's talk about Connor as a hero, because obviously this is first time you've had a new Assassin's hero in a number of games. He's got some new abilities here, right? And so the tomahawk, right?
Yeah, all new weapons, all new abilities, and the last thing we wanted to show here, obviously there'll be a much bigger demo on the floor at the show for people who are here. But we want to show one of the new moves, which you can go into corner cover at any point and then assassinate from that position.
Taking them down. It's amazing. Assassin's Creed 3 going to be a huge game when it comes out in October. There's so much you guys are showing, and I'm sure there's Desmond. There's all these other things we have to talk about over the next few months. So,
yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we'll see you again.
Awesome. All right. Well, Alex, thanks for an exclusive look at Assassin's Creed 3, and we have so much more coming your way. We are just a few minutes away from the gameplay reveal of Star Wars 1313 and more exclusives. It's all right here, live on Spike. See you in just a few minutes. Awesome, man. Very cool.
All right, Spike's E3 2012 All Access Live continues here from downtown Los Angeles. It's been a day filled with big moments, and they just keep coming. We still have Halo 4, the world premiere of Halo 4 on the way, and a look at God of War Ascension's multiplayer. Right now, it's time to visit the world of rogues, mages, and heroes.
That's right. Here is the world premiere teaser trailer for the Elder Scrolls Online. We'll have the first gameplay tomorrow.
All right, hope you enjoyed that. Now, tomorrow morning, we'll be bringing you an exclusive first demo of Elder Scrolls right here on our stage.
That's right, and you probably heard the news that the Sony showcase has just wrapped up now, so that's it for PlayStation. They are trending. One of the big announcements in that press conference was that their third-party characters in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, including Big Daddy. Well, now we've got the world premiere first look at Big Daddy gameplay you didn't see in the press conference. Check it out right now. All right, Omar, you have just announced it. Big Daddy is coming to PlayStation All-Stars. It was announced in the press conference, but right now we are showing the first footage anywhere of Big Daddy in action. And he is a pretty menacing presence, right?
He's an amazing character. Probably one of the largest characters that is in PlayStation All-Stars, actually. And if anyone's played Bioshock, you know what a brutal, sort of massive, amazing monster that Big Daddy can be when you've enraged him. And so that was super important for us to capture that essence of him. And I think we've done a pretty good job.
Parappa can still take him down, though, if he wants, right?
Well, it's a fight, isn't it? But yeah, they'll duke it out. And of course, little sister is not far behind when it comes to Big Daddy.
Oh, so he'll have a little sister beside him?
Little sister absolutely makes an appearance and helps him along in some of his supers. And of course, he's always in there with his charging attacks and his plasmids. And,
his drill, right? Drill right through Kratos?
Would not be Big Daddy without the drill, and he makes heavy, heavy use of the drill. Absolutely.
He's going to be available like from day one. This is not some DLC or anything like that,
No
right?
DLC. He is just a part of the cast. Yep.
Wow. All right. Playable Big Daddy. Go up against him or play as him. PlayStation All-Stars. Looks pretty phenomenal. Thanks for the first look.
Thank you.
There you go, Big Daddy and the little sister along for the ride in All-Stars. I'm sure there are more third-party characters to unveil, but that game looks awesome every time I see it.
It sure does. Now, Star Wars fans, the moment is almost here. You're going to see Star Wars Universe like you've never seen it before, and only Spike has the first look at gameplay from Star Wars 1313 coming up. Plus, we've got developer David Cage straight from the Sony event to tell you all about pushing the boundaries of gaming technology. That's just minutes away, but first, here's an exclusive world premiere of God of War Ascension's multiplayer. Check it out.
Prove your worth in battle, Spartan.
The multiplayer is more about going from unknown hero to a god, and so it's basically you're ascending up the tree and up the rank, and you're in essence almost following in the footsteps of Kratos.
So lots of new things coming to God of War, multiplayer chief amongst them. And you guys are showing off some new stuff here at E3. What are you talking about?
We're actually showing off a new game mode, and it's called Favor of the Gods. It's basically 3 Dom points, and then from there, kills, traps, chests, everything gets you points. So dominate or alter points, and what you're trying to do is capture everything that you possibly can and help your team actually kill the beast in the very end.
Providing incentives for players is also a big thing in multiplayer. What type of unlocks and type of character progression can we expect?
We're actually unlocking weapons, weapon skins, we're unlocking armor types, we're unlocking perks, we're unlocking challenges, and anything else that we can figure that we can upgrade.
All right, well, we'll look forward to that. Footage looks great. Thanks for your time, man. Back to you guys.
All right, well, Sony has just pulled ahead on our SMT leaderboard. Earlier today, Microsoft was ahead, obviously, because of what they had done with their press conference. But now Sony has pulled ahead with all those big announcements, including God of War, which you just saw, and beyond, the big announcement from David Cage, a new game starring Ellen Page, and there's lots more, I think, coming from Sony, even in this show, so don't go anywhere. Well, right now, we're just moments away from Star Wars 1313, Daniel.
Yeah, immediately following that, Katie Linendahl and I will break down the footage to uncover its secrets, so stick around.
All right, and then we'll sit down with game designer David Cage in a little bit. Check them on my Samsung Galaxy Note. Amanda's working there on the Samsung Galaxy Note right there.
That's right. Coming up after the break, Jeff is going to be catching up with game designer David Cage, and you can check them out on my Samsung Galaxy Note.
All right, here we go, guys. This is something I've been waiting for to officially kick off E3 All Access Live with something very special. We continue live here from our LA Live studio where the Sony event just ended, closing out the day here at E3. But we got a lot more for you. And last Thursday night, GTTV was the first to announce Star Wars 1313 on our pre-E3 show and immediately began trending worldwide on Twitter. And that was just the announcement of the game. And now it's time to get into an exclusive first look at the gameplay from 1313. With me is the game's creative director, Dominic Robiliard.
Very
Close?
good. That's great.
That was good. Well, Dom, great to have you. This is already one of the most talked about games of E3, and no one has seen anything. And I think last week people were like, they loved it, the idea of a mature Star Wars game. So why don't you set it up for us that people may not have heard about it? This is a new take on Star Wars,
It is, yeah.
M-rated Star Wars, gritty, real. And where is it set?
So it's set in this place called 1313. And I don't know how familiar you are with Coruscant, but it's actually made up of thousands and thousands of layers, which we call levels. And level 1313 is the one that you're actually on in this game.
All right,
and it's where the criminal underworld lives for Star Wars, basically.
Right, and you play a bounty hunter. And what you're about to see here is real gameplay, in-game footage. This is your own engine.
Yeah, everything we're going to show today is in-game, in-engine, running in real time from the demo,
All right, here we go. Well, here's the first look at in-game action.
Cleared for descent to level 1313.
Catch a deep breath. It'll be the last fresh air you'll get for a while.
Fresh air is overrated.
Let's see how you feel about that after you get 1,000 levels down.
All right, so I know what you're saying. Yeah, that looks like a great CG trailer for this game or something like that. But no, that was actually an engine, and now we're about to prove it, because now we're going to show people real gameplay, player-controlled gameplay that you're showing live at E3 tomorrow, right?
Right, so this section we're about to look at is part of our epic platforming, death-defying platforming. And the situation in the demo has got from bad to worse, and the guy that you're with is a bit of a maniac, and he's made life very difficult for you, and you're going to follow him out of this ship.
All right, get ready to literally be blown away here. Here is a real gameplay clip from Star Wars 1313.
Was that really necessary? Nope.
I'm heading inside.
There you go, guys. I promised it was going to deliver. Dom, congratulations. Now, that is real time. It's running on a high-end PC with NVIDIA hardware,
That's correct, yeah. We've developed the demo on PC.
Wow. All right. Well, it's phenomenal to see how you guys are pushing technology, in part because of this partnership with ILM. Now, we've got another gameplay clip we're going to show people as well and talk a bit about it. Now, this shows some of the combat in the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, we make a big effort to make sure that the game transitions seamlessly in and out of gameplay and cutscenes, so you're not sure when you're in control and when you're not. And this is actually kicking off one of the combat sequences in the beginning of the E3 demo.
Wow, this is amazing. So this is obviously, you know, the typical kind of, you know, duck and cover gameplay we see in other games, but you guys, I mean, have so many effects going on, so much animation. I mean, there's a lot of new technology being used here, right?
Absolutely. So we've been lucky enough to bring artists from ILM and Skywalker Sound and actually have them on team with us developing this game. And there's some of the extra gadgets and weapons that you can expect to have as a bounty hunter. I think he's about to use one right now.
Right. It's amazing what you guys have done, obviously, in terms of the you know, the in-game action and you know, this level of fidelity. I mean, it's the whole game's going to feel this ambitious in terms of, you know, detail.
Absolutely. I think you know, it's what people want to see, this darker, grittier version of Star Wars.
Right.
And that's what we're working to deliver.
Wow, it's amazing. There he goes right off the edge. So this is obviously, you know, it's not a tech demo. It's a real game. You guys are working on it. I think you're going to blow a lot of people away this year at E3. I know you guys have been working in secret at LucasArts on this project, and it's so exciting to see what you guys are doing with this game. So any release date or anything yet, or this is just sort of...
Can't talk about release dates just yet, but stay tuned throughout the year and we'll have more to tell you.
Awesome. Well, Dom, thank you so much for this partnership, showing off this game. It's going to be, I think, one of the big games that everyone's talking about this week, and we were honored to be able to show it off first on
thank
Spike.
you, Jeff. Yeah,
Dom, thanks so much. We'll see more of this game hopefully soon. Now that you've finally seen it, let us know what you think. Were we right? Was it pretty impressive? Well, hit us up on Facebook or on Twitter at Spike TV with the hashtag GTE3. We'll see much more of Dom, I'm sure, in the future. And speaking of big games, earlier I caught up with Sony game developer David Cage, who continues to break new ground in video game technology with his brand new game Beyond. We've got some exclusive footage. Take a look at this. All right, David, so you just announced your brand new game from Quantic Dream called Beyond. Tell us about it.
It's the story of a young girl called Jodie Holmes, and she has a link with an invisible entity floating around her. And it's the story of her life through 15 years, and telling her how she's going to live with this entity.
Interesting. Now, you know, the sequence we saw in the press conference was something so different, I think, than Heavy Rain, and it seems that you're hinting at, you know, a more action-oriented game, whereas Heavy Rain was very much, you know, a deep, in some ways, dark drama. Are we going to see a lot of blockbuster action in this game?
After Heavy Rain, we wanted to create something that would definitely have more action element in it, and show that we could use the same format of interactive drama to create a more action-driven experience. So there is much more direct control, much more, you know, spectacular action and breathtaking sequences in Beyond than in Heavy Rain.
I don't know if people noticed in the video in the press conference, at the very end you said, you know, starring Ellen Page. She's the main actress in this. It seems like it's a very big role for her.
Honestly, we were not interested in having just someone's name on the back shot, just for marketing reasons. We really wanted a close collaboration, and we wanted this actress to bring a talent to the piece. But then when we started thinking about who could be Jodie, this very strong but fragile character at the same time. It's very, very rich and dense character, and the name of Ellen Page came very naturally. So we just get in touch with her, send her a script, and we met, and obviously she liked the script, and this is how everything started.
So the name of the game, Beyond, suggests something, you know, beyond the main character. You've talked about this entity that she has a link with. Are we going to get to sort of control that entity or influence that entity in addition to controlling Ellen's character?
Yeah, actually in the story we know little about this entity, what it is, who it is, and where it comes from. All we know is that it's probably something living between our world and the other side in a way. So yeah, the player will have to control Jodie and the entity at different points in time.
Tell me about the evolution of this idea for Beyond.
You know, after Heavy Rain, we had different options, and one of them could have been just to make another Heavy Rain and just, you know, same concept, same story, or just change a little bit the story and the characters and have another game. But with Sony, we wanted to wait until we would have something new to say, because I think that this format only works if you have a very strong story and really something strong to say. So I worked on a script, and the team worked very hard on the technology, and this is how everything came together. And the script is about, it's about death, it's about what's on the other side, it's about being different, it's about many interesting things.
Is it still a relatively kind of linear script, or is this a story where the character can evolve in different ways?
The difference between Heavy Rain and Beyond is that Heavy Rain was probably through 4 days of the life of these characters, where Beyond is through 15 years of the life of Jodie. But as you play her at different moments in her life, it's like having different characters in many ways. So that's very that was very exciting for me to write how a character could evolve through time, how the different things she's going to leave are going to change her as she gets older, etc., etc. So that was very appealing to me.
All right, well, David, you always do phenomenal games, phenomenal stories, so we can't wait to hear more about Beyond, and it's coming exclusively to the PlayStation 3 in the spring of 2013. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
They're coming.
All right, if you're a fan of GameTrailers.com, you're well aware we do a series called Pop Block, where we take an in-depth look at trailers and gameplay from the site.
Right now, we're going to dig into this amazing Star Wars 1313 footage and do a little telestrating as appropriate.
So awesome. My mind is still blown.
And if it's blown, this is not your Star Wars Lego, mind you.
Yes.
Amazing attention to detail. Right off the top, I'm actually going to stop down and showcase something you probably didn't see. A little R2-D2 action.
Right there.
And he's a little dark, if you notice what I'm saying.
Yes. These graphics are still so mind-blowing. I think people are still recovering from what they just experienced, but Here we go. We're taking a stroll out. The graphic detail is absolute. The lighting effects, and boom! What do we have there, Katie?
Again, action never stopping, and I want you to notice something right here. Gonna pop down, gonna be a little telestrator action. Notice this droid that comes out of nowhere. This is gonna be a pivotal character. He's picking up the case and he's walking away. You know he's gonna come back into action.
Yeah, right away you can see that the gameplay style is different than what we're used to from a Star Wars game like Force Unleashed. This is a more Uncharted feel, a third-person action game. You can see, you know, how the action picks up right away. You can see the influences here, but it's intense.
Much more mature. I want you to see what happens right here. He's actually gonna snap his neck.
Yeah.
Again, playing to that more mature audience, a little different type of gameplay. And even with the sparks coming down, I know this is really nerdy.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Pay attention, because as this hatch actually opens, those sparks, they're going to fly right out the window.
Right, so the particle effects in the game, you see them going out the window now that that hatch is open, which is just absolutely amazing to expect, like they said, that this is going to persist throughout the entire experience with Star Wars 13. So this is absolutely amazing. Excellent job. This game is looking great. And in a few minutes, we're going to take a moment to oogle over this ourselves, actually. But when Spike's E3 2012 All Access Live continues, Jeff Keighley has a taste of Halo 4 that you will not want to miss. We'll be right back.
Woo!
Spike's E3 2012 All Access Live continues from Los Angeles with more exclusives than anyone else, plus more chances for you to interact with us. Remember to download Yahoo's Into Now app and tag our show to chat with other fans and with us. But now, you've waited long enough for this one. Just prior to E3, Jeff had the chance to go to Seattle and get a hands-on demo of Halo 4's Spartan Ops co-op mode. Enjoy.
So here I am at 343 Industries in Kirkland, Washington, and Xbox has been kind enough to invite me up here to go hands-on with the multiplayer of Halo 4 for the first time. And I'm here with Josh Holmes. You are the creative director on Halo 4. Josh, a big day for you guys. You opened the day with the big unveil of campaign, and now tonight we're going to get a first look at multiplayer. And this is a pretty ambitious multiplayer mode.
Huge, yeah. The video that we showed in the press briefing today, you saw that giant ship that came over Master Chief. That's the Infinity, and that's the foundation from which all of our multiplayer experiences are unleashed.
So you literally, create your own Spartan, your own soldier, you're on the Infinity, and then I guess there's sort of two paths you can go down. You can go down War Games, which is the competitive multiplayer, and then Spartan Ops, which is the sort of more narrative-focused co-op.
Exactly. So War Games is essentially a training exercise that allows Spartans to head into combat against one another on the combat deck. And then Spartan Ops is a cooperative, episodic experience where each week we're going to have a new episode of a show that launches, and players will be able to invest in this group of characters that are aboard the Infinity. And then we'll have 5 missions that launch each week along with that episode that they'll be able to go online and play with their friends and kind of drive the story forward.
Let's talk about the narrative links between all these different elements of Halo, because for the first time, it feels like multiplayer is really going to have a story that evolves over time.
We made a decision about 3 years ago that we were going to make sure that instead of segmenting off stories and putting them in safe little bubbles that didn't interfere or interact with the mainline game story, that everything would matter, that everything would have connection points. They're all standalone narratives. They're all going to be completely compelling and understandable, no matter what angle you go in from.
So you get a little movie, you get 5 new missions as part of this season, so you're really kind of moving the story forward, and it sounds like this is going to sort of bridge the gap between Halo 4 and what comes after it, which I assume is Halo 5, right?
Yeah, this is definitely something that we see being that reason for players to keep wanting to come back, keep playing alongside their friends, and feel like for the first time ever when they're playing the multiplayer experience, they're actually able to propel the universe forward in some way.
Oh, wow, what a way to close out day 1 of our coverage from E3 2012. And congrats to our Twitter winners. Each one of you will receive a console signed by our guests. The winners are Blondie Rock is getting a 3DS. What's Your Idea scored the Xbox 360. And Balding Boy, we got some help for you with a PS3. Congrats.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, absolutely. It's been an amazing day for all of us here. I think day one of E3 All Access Live. A lot of big highlights. We just had Star Wars 1313 that world premiered, all that gameplay.
Amazing.
We've been lucky enough to have seen it for a few days, so we're happy to share it with you guys. That game looks absolutely amazing. And then, of course, at the Sony press conference, they just unveiled the first gameplay. Here's Star Wars right here. Amazing footage here of this game in action. And we've seen it. We've seen a full demo. They're doing like a 6 to 10 minute demo at E3 that Zach Levi got to see a sneak peek of, so that was very cool. Also at the Sony press conference, they unveiled The Last of Us from Naughty Dog. We announced that game at the VGAs. They just premiered a brand new gameplay demo that you guys can go and see on GameTrailers.com right now, and it's pretty spectacular and pretty epic. Reminds me of Uncharted, but again, sort of like darker, grittier action. So it's cool. A lot of games this year are impressing.
All about the zombies.
All about
it is the
like.
zombies.
You got Zombie U.
Zombies in action.
Splinter Cell's back.
Zombie U we
I'm
have
a sucker
tomorrow.
for zombies. I have to admit it.
Lots of good stuff. All right, guys.
Watchdog.
Well, lots more coming. We're back tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 11:30 a.m. Eastern on allaccess.spike.com. And then you don't want to miss 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We've got the exclusive on the reveal of the Wii U and the first games. It's all right here on Spike. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't miss it.
Take care.